Now, after studying about the total variable cost and the total fixed cost, we have to study about the total cost TC. As already stated that TC is the sum of total fixed cost and the total variable cost, right? With help of a schedule, we can understand it. Suppose this is the output produced, TFC, TVC and TC. Okay, as we have already studied that in the short run TFC remains constant and TVC first increases at an increasing rate and then at a decreasing rate. And just remember, right, this is 10, then you increase it by 10, next time you increase it by 12. First it will be at diminishing rate. So suppose you increase it by 10, then you increase it by 8, then you increase it by 6, then by increasing rate, then you increase it by say 10, and then you increase it by say 15, and then by 20 say. Okay, you have to remember the schedule. Whenever you are framing a schedule, it should be according to the behavior of the particular curve. First increase at increasing rate, decreasing rate, then increase at an increasing rate. Then TC, sum of these two. So first 20, then 30, then 38, 44, 54, 69 and 89. Right? So same is the behavior of the TC curve. It will first increase at diminishing rate, then it will increase at an increasing rate. Because it has two things, it has the TFC and TVC. TFC remains same, so no effect on the behavior, it would have been a straight line, horizontal straight line. With the TVC, it changes the shape, same as TVC. When we draw the diagram, there also we draw them absolutely identical and parallel to one another. Okay, just look at the diagram. The TC curve is the horizontal summation of the TFC curve and the TVC curve. Okay, for TVC I have already told you, divided into two parts. First you make it at a convex curve, then a concave curve. And when you drive TC, it will be just parallel to the TVC curve, right? Then you just have to see that the shape of the two curves looks same. Okay, and they should seem to be parallel, equal, distance is equal. On the x-axis we have the output produced. On the y-axis you have TFC, TVC and TC. Right? This is TFC constant, TVC and TC, and it is known as horizontal summation of TFC and TVC curve. Like numerically we added TFC and TVC. Similarly graphically we have added TFC and TVC. So this can be asked in a 3-mark question. Explain, show these three curves diagrammatically. And one thing you have to remember, that I told you that the distance between them will remain the same. Or you can say that the gap between TC and TVC, it remains constant. This is another important point which can be concept which can be asked in form of question and answer. The answer to this is because the difference between these two is TFC. Right? From the formula, from the relation, we can come to know that if you have to find the difference between TC and TVC, it means difference means TC, TVC, and that is equal to TFC. So because TFC remains constant in the short run, thus the distance between the TVC curve and the TC curve also remains constant. Okay, now after studying the concept of total cost, we have to study about the concept of average cost. ATC or AC, it is abbreviated average total cost or average cost, right? and it is defined as the cost per unit of output produced, right? Means how much you are paying for making one particular unit, the average of the cost. Suppose you are your total cost is rupees 100 and you are making say 10,000 units of the commodity, so the average cost is 10,000 upon 100, that is 100 rupees per unit, right? This is the meaning of average cost. The formula for average cost will be total cost divided by output, or as I said, it can also be known as the average total cost, ATC or AC, that is TC upon output. Now just see, this TC is again divided into TFC and TVC, total variable cost and total fixed cost. So if you find the total fixed cost per unit, it will be known as average fixed cost, right? It is the fixed cost incurred on producing per unit of the output. Just in the definition you have to add the word fixed. Similarly, if you divide TVC by output, you will get average variable cost, or it is the variable cost incurred on per unit of the output produced. And if we add ABC and AFC, it will be equal to AC or ATC, right? Here also numerically also you can prove it. Just take quantity as a LCM, it will be TFC plus TVC, so it will be equal to TC upon Q, and TC upon Q is equal to AC. Okay, now after understanding the meaning of average cost, average fixed cost and average variable cost, we have to understand these costs diagrammatically. So first we will start from AFC. Remember, the chapter of cost is full of diagrams, and these diagrams are easy to understand. If you just use little bit of your logics, you can understand and remember the diagram, right? So first is AFC, that is average fixed cost, and as we know it is TFC upon Q. It means, and what about TFC? TFC remains constant, right? So it means, suppose the TFC is say 100, and when I produce 1 unit of output, my AFC is 100 upon 1, that is 100. Suppose I produce 2 units, then it is 100 upon 2, that is 50 units. Suppose I produce 3 units, it is 33.3, that is 100 by 3. Similarly 4 units, it will come as 25. So what is happening? The fixed cost, the total fixed cost is being divided among more number of units. Okay, for the first unit, all of the TFC was lying only on 1 unit. Then it is divided into 2, 3, and so simply we can understand that as we increase the output, AFC will always diminish. It will constantly decline, right? But another important question, it can never be equal to 0, right? You may not consider that if it keeps on decreasing, then at one point it will be 0. It's not like that. Always there will be some existence of the average fixed cost, because TFC can never be 0, right? It is the fixed cost. We have already said it is an unavoidable cost, right? You can remember the rent of the factory which you are paying. Whether you open it, operate it or not, you have to pay the rent. Okay, so now on the same logic we will plot the graph for AFC. Now suppose we have the output same on the x-axis, on the y-axis you have the AFC. So this is your AFC, right? It will constantly decline. The name given to this type of curve is rectangular hyperbola. Okay, if you know it, what it means, then it's well and good. If you don't know, then no need to bother. It is just the name of the curve. Remember that AFC is rectangular hyperbola, and why it is rectangular hyperbola? Because in the short run AFC keeps declining. Okay, so that can be answered why it is rectangular hyperbola. The answer to this is because it keeps declining in the short run. You need to mention this if this question is asked. Also, one care is to be taken that it should never touch the x-axis, means it can never be 0. Okay, now after understanding the behavior of AFC, we have to understand the behavior of the AVC curve, the average variable cost curve. Now again remember average variable cost, it is total variable cost divided by the output, right? It means output is constantly increasing. But remember the behavior of TVC, it first increases at decreasing rate and then it increases at an increasing rate, right? And AFC is being derived from AVC is being derived from TVC. It means its behavior will be affected by the TVC curve. Suppose this is your TVC, first increasing at an increasing rate, at a decreasing rate and then at a increasing rate. Now what will happen is till the time your, again we have the output, here I have the TVC and here I have the AVC, right? Till the point your TVC is increasing at a decreasing rate, you will get a reduction in your average cost, or your average cost will decline. But once your TVC starts increasing at an increasing rate, your average cost will increase. You can refer to the numerical that we have done in the proportion law of variable proportions, right? That less amount of money is required to produce the units in the first stage. See, this is a very important concept that you have to understand, because most of the curves are U-shaped here. It will also take a U-shaped curve. Behind all these, the reason is the law of diminishing returns or the law of variable proportions. And this is the fact that when the production is increasing at an increasing rate, cost will increase at a decreasing rate, and when production is increasing at a decreasing rate, cost will increase at a increasing rate. This view you have to remember. So similarly from here, AVC is U-shaped. It is a U-shaped curve because it is being derived from the total variable cost curve, and till the point total variable cost is increasing at a decreasing rate, AVC will go on diminishing, and as soon as TVC starts increasing at an increasing rate, AVC starts rising, right? In one mark question you write, it is asked that why it is U-shaped, you will write simply it is due to the law of